What's going down?
I am Mullet. He is the dude, and we are two successful New York sports fans.
We're headed for a New York All Super Bowl. It's happening.
Well,
it's 100%.
Everybody's worried about the world's not ready for Philadelphia and Buffalo in the Super Bowl together.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're undervaluing the potential for a Mullet Dude Super Bowl.
It's going to be amazing. Let's be clear here. We had some great weeks. We were supposed to be doing a celebration of us last week. We had to change plans. I did not think coming into this week we were going to be able to do that again.
I thought we missed an opportunity.
I believe so too. And what happened was, did it not only get better, but we are on top of the world, sir.
I mean, ESPN Power Rankings, you're 5, we're 9.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Stephen A. Smith had us both in the top 5.
The Jets are the number 2 team in the AFC right now.
Look.
They're number 2, and I'm saying if playoffs started today, they would be the number 2 team.
Look. We would be the 5 because the one team we're behind is Buffalo, who were in the same division.
I agree. Oh, yeah.
Look, Patrick Holt is already in the comments poo-pooing the that's not happening, and y'all know it.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Take the journey with me.
I like journeys.
And now I can only speak from the Jets side of this.
Okay.
All right, because the Giants were always the crosstown rival.
Yep.
I know your things. You've won Super Bowls. You're not the cursed franchise that we are.
That's very true.
I've long been of the belief that Joe Namath sold his soul to Satan himself on the streets of Miami, Florida in 1969 for us to win Super Bowl III.
I agree with that 100%.
I firmly believe that contract stated as long as Joe Namath walks this earth, there will be no happiness.
Ever.
Which means we need to get eyes on Joe.
We need to get eyes on Joe.
Because he is in great danger.
Something's happening.
Now, I feel as though I am the prodigal Jet.
Yeah.
I think it's my lot in life.
There we go.
I am the prodigal Jet. Mm-hmm. And now, this Sunday, I am making a pilgrimage to Charlotte to watch the end of Tom Brady.
The absolute end of Tom Brady as we see it.
Who is Satan. So I, the prodigal Jet, will be live in person to watch the vanquishing of Satan himself.
And what's even better is that Tank's going to be there with you, and I want you to try to grab some of his tears that come from his eyes and put it in a jar so we can just keep it on a mantle somewhere.
I do need to pay off an equipment guy to get some Tom Brady tears. Adam Black, our resident reverend of the show, said, "I'll begin to dig theologically if it is possible for Namath to sell his soul to the devil."
We need you to look into that, Adam. You are the guy that we need to go to for that.
I cannot tell you about the theology of that, but I did learn from a Charlie Daniels song that it is actually indeed possible to sell your soul.
It is. For, a fiddle of gold, you know what I mean?
Chris D said, aside from a meteorite hitting the Buffalo sideline, the Jets are not getting to the Super Bowl. Allow me to provide a counterpoint.
Yeah.
The only team in the NFL that might be more snake-bitten than my New York Jets
is the
Buffalo Bills.
Nobody circles the wagons. Stephen Tao, I love you too, buddy. I'm sure you were watching that game and just saying to yourself, how is this happening? And I say that every freaking week when it comes to my Giants.
And none of it really makes sense.
They are just hanging around. Saquon Barkley's got to be in the MVP conversation.
He a dog.
He is so good. Daniel Jones isn't turning the ball over. And Brian Daboll is an amazing coach. I want him, forever. Sign this guy forever. And I'm sure
he is very good.
He's so good. And they're buying into him.
He also looks like he was a failed cast member of The Sopranos.
Right.
Brian Daboll looks like he would have been he was the original casting for Big Pussy.
Yes, I agree 100%.
I feel like that's a thing.
And then they found someone just a bit more Italian.
Just a little bit more. And they went, Brian, you're going to have to go coach football now.
It's just, I said it's maddening watching the Giants games. I've gotten to the point now where I don't get so upset because as long as they hang around, I know we have a shot to win the game.
Do you realize you're averaging 5 yards a carry as a team?
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's stupid. And we literally have Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone playing wide receiver. So I'm going to tell you
But it's Wan'Dale Robinson season.
Yeah. Here's a little stat that I heard the other day that absolutely made me go a little bananas. Since we have signed Kenny Golladay to a $70 million contract.
He has one less touchdown catch than Zach Wilson?
No. And
that's my favorite stat.
We have, and since we drafted Kadarius Toney in the first round,
the last need that we needed.
Rewatched that the other day. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
just you watching you laugh is actually better than anything else in there.
I almost
when you said I think when you said watch a grown man just pee his pants on live stream is just fun. Since they have signed Kenny Golladay to a $7 million contract and drafted Kadarius Toney in the first round, our left tackle Andrew Thomas has more touchdowns than they do.
I didn't know that one.
That is a
that's pretty fantastic.
True story. And trade deadline, I say get rid of Golladay for a bag of chips and Kadarius Toney for a 7th rounder. And
well, you're not going to be able to get anything for Golladay. And Kadarius Toney's still talented. But it's definitively, it's Wan'Dale Robinson season.
But he doesn't play football. He's got some sort of injury or...
He does seem to have a slew of ailments.
His vagina hurts a lot.
He does seem to have a slew of ailments that I don't thoroughly understand.
Yeah.
I also have a breaking news announcement. And this kind of plays into the prodigal Jet thing.
Let's go.
So, obviously, Jets best team in the AFC. I don't think it's even the best.
I mean, it's not even close.
But there are two teams that could theoretically be a fly in the ointment.
That is true.
One of them's Kansas City Chiefs.
Of course.
Who we don't play.
Nope.
The other is the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
And I can live on this here program announce that Asheville Police Chief David Zack and myself will be attending that game in Buffalo.
Oh, boy.
Together.
Oh, no. Yes.
December the 11th, 1 o'clock CBS game.
Have you been lucky enough to ever go to a Buffalo game?
I actually dated a season ticket holder for the Bills.
Okay. So
that's why I know so much of where you're from, because I dated a girl up there for a long time.
There is, that is by far on a bucket list of folks. If you're a sports fan, just go get there as early as humanly possible. It's 40 below, 3 feet of snow on the ground, but you will have the absolute time of your life. And
Adam Black said, bet Jeremy doesn't wear a Jets jersey there. I'll bet you I do.
I guarantee he does.
I wore a Jets jersey in Foxborough.
Yeah.
I am a 6'5", 245-pound man that used to kick people in the head for fun.
Now, here's the thing, too. You might have to take on a little black blue. You might have to take it on a little bit. I could see that's basically a domestic light to Buffalo.
So I fully anticipate that we're going full Devon Dudley get the tables.
Yeah.
And I'm going through one. Off an RV.
Is it going to be on fire?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Is there any other way to have a table that you guys are?
I need to know. I mean, that's exactly what I needed to know.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say that possibly there could be an old school Buffalo Bills logo underneath my Jets jersey.
Yeah.
But we all know I have a soft spot for the Bills.
We do. Talking about the Buffalo Bills, I read another crazy stat the other day that made me laugh uncontrollably. Josh Allen has more total yards than 25 NFL teams.
Yes, he is also very good at the footballs.
How many teams are in the NFL again?
32.
That means there are seven teams that have more yards than what Josh Allen has.
Oh, while we're throwing out stats,
let's do it. I love it.
74% of the New York Jets scrimmage yards have come from players that are 23 or younger.
Oh boy!
Do you know what the next highest number in the league is?
Probably 300.
It's 47%. Yeah, that's the next
300
highest.
yards is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I was talking to you about this earlier. Without a shadow of a doubt, Sauce Gardner is the best cornerback in the league, bar none.
Oh, he's a dog.
Bar none. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. It's not one of those, oh, he's too young to call that. He is the best cornerback in the league, period.
And now I have to look at the and maybe I'm being three-dimensional chess here. But I'm looking at the hiring of Adam Gase. And I believe that Woody and Christopher Johnson just played the greatest long game ever.
It's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan, baby. And, it's like an Adam fucking Gase. Also watched the PSA for the delusional fans the other day again and kind of brought me back to a little nostalgia. It was pretty nice.
This is a golden age for young corners in the NFL.
It is. There's a lot of good ones out there.
One of them I will be seeing this weekend. Adam Black pointed him out.
Yep.
J.C. Horn.
Yes.
He said J.C. Horn's stats are better. Let me final stat. Final stat.
Yeah,
in man coverage, which the Jets don't play a ton, and I'm well aware of that.
Yeah.
How many catches has Ahmad Sauce Gardner given up this year?
It is. I'm going to say below 5.
It's 1 for 9 yards, with an interception.
Yeah,
and a safety.
Those are good stats.
Quarterbacks would have a higher quarterback rating if every snap that Ahmad Sauce Gardner lined up in man coverage.
Yeah.
If they'd just thrown the ball into the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Straight up, just throw it in the ground.
Just throw it in the ground. They would have a higher QB. Their quarterback rating would be higher.
Yep. My Giants brethren fan, West Virginia Willie, says if the Giants are in the Super Bowl, he's going to be in Asheville with us.
100%.
100%. Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah. We have hotel partners here. We'll totally accommodate.
We'll do something. We'll get it done. I would be remiss if I didn't also not mention about my incredible weekend. Basically, the Syracuse Orangemen are going to the damn playoffs. We are 6-0, baby. Going into Clemson this weekend. We're 6-0.
You are going to stop banging that table.
I know.
As it reverberates everything in this room.
I'm sorry. I'm just very excited. Listen, I know the quarterback I knocked out for NC State, but we're winning games. Now, I want you to follow the journey with me. So, here we go. We play Clemson this week. We have been a thorn in the side of Clemson.
In the past, yes.
With Dino Barbers at head coach, we've somehow managed to give fits to them that they don't usually get. Notre Dame, next, not as good as people thought they were.
No, by any stretch.
Pittsburgh at home is going to be a tough game.
Are you trying to justify you going undefeated?
Florida State, me and you are going to be drinking 90 to 100 domestic lights watching
Absolutely.
that game.
Yeah, because my team will probably need that to be below.
Yeah. Wake Forest after that.
That's the one that one in Clemson are the two I've circled.
And Wake Forest.
Those are going to suck.
Yeah. And Boston College end of season.
You win that by 50 by showing up.
I mean, I'm just going to keep riding the fact that. So you're saying there's a chance?
So I am not trying to piss in your punch bowl.
It's understandable.
So I just got the Vegas poll.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where Syracuse ranks in the Vegas poll?
In the Vegas poll?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're 5-1 against the spread, so
they are. So now the way the Vegas poll works is that every team has it is how lines are set. Every team has a point spread rating. If you played an average team, the definition of an average team, which as of right now, the definition of an average team is Auburn.
Okay.
Auburn, Louisiana Lafayette, and Duke. Those are the definition of
average team.
This is what the spread would be.
Okay.
Georgia would be a 31-point favorite on a neutral field against those two teams.
Yeah.
Syracuse would be an 8-point favorite.
They're
29th in the Vegas poll.
29th. Sounds about
Not
right.
getting a whole lot of buy-in.
No. Well, we have been complete and utter garbage juice for 25 years.
Well, I mean, your best win is against an NC State team that didn't have their quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
your second best win was a Purdue team that.
Yeah.
Well, let's be nice about this and say they're not great.
Yeah. I mean, but we play to win the game.
And your third best win was at UConn. I want you to just anytime you feel really great, I want you to repeat what I just said.
Listen, are we going to the playoffs? Probably not. Does me watching this Clemson game Saturday make me a little bit more happier in the pants area? Yes.
As well it should.
Yes. What are you laughing at? What comment?
So Patrick Holt in the comment said there's also a chance that I hook up with Lisa Ann. And I don't know who Lisa Ann is. Lisa Evansville said, Holt, you scared me for a second. And I caught that out of the corner of my eye as it was happening. No, but it's a good thing for you. Syracuse is much better. Dino Babers off the old hot seat.
Well, if we lose every single game the rest of the season,
you're
I think
not
go right back to
it.
it. No, I mean,
as long as Sean Tucker is
living and breathing,
and active, you'll be fine.
Where is he in your rankings for the draft next year?
Let's look. I can tell you this is a good running back class.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong year. Spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are fun.
Yes, they are.
I'm a big dumb bear, folks. He is behind Jahmyr Gibbs, who is my 1.
Okay.
He is behind Bijan Robinson, who's my 2.
Right. Makes sense.
Then you get into a Zach Evans, Mo Ibrahim, Zach Carbonet, Chris Rodriguez, Sean Tucker, Kenny McIntosh tier.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Akane.
Mm-hmm.
All of those guys are Blake Corum.
Right.
I need to bump him. I just
Blake
realized
Corum needs to go
I have
up.
Blake Corum and Chase Brown.
Blake
way
Corum
too
needs
low.
to go up. That dude a dog.
Both of those two guys.
That dude a dog.
You're going to see a bunch of second-round running backs.
Yeah.
I originally said that there's no doubt that you're going to see a running back go in the first round this year. I'm not as convinced of that now. Because there's so damn many of them.
There is, and that's the thing. People are going to wait on him because they know they can still wait and get somebody good. So that's what's going to happen. The premium on a running back has been diminished heavily. And not to mention there's going to be probably freaking 10 quarterbacks that go in the first round this year.
Won't be that many.
I was exaggerating a bit, but it's going to be aggressive.
Well, somebody asked me, and I apologize, I don't remember now who it was. Somebody asked me in the ESPN show yesterday, when do the mock drafts, when's the next mock draft? Mm-hmm. Those tend to start being bi-weekly after Halloween.
Yeah.
It's a little easier for me to figure out, solely because you look at a guy like Hendon Hooker.
Mm-hmm.
Hendon Hooker was maybe he could sneak in a day 2, probably a day 3 guy. Mm-hmm. Now, I feel pretty sure he's going to go in the first round.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he's the only shot to take down C.J. Stroud and Heisman now, I think.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Levis is going to go 1.
Yeah.
He's the number 1 quarterback in this class.
Period.
Stroud's going to go 2. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing Bryce Young's falling a little bit just because he's so damn little.
He is. And
he's 190 pounds. And there are teams that are legitimately scared of that.
And the Alabama quarterback cycle is not,
there's a stigma with Alabama.
There's still, and it's still going.
And there's a stigma with Ohio State quarterbacks. Yeah. And there should be.
Yeah. I mean,
same thing with USC quarterbacks. That's not a happenstance.
No.
These places that have outrageous talent, the quarterbacks never learn how to play the game.
Right. Well,
you have 4 wide receivers that nobody can match up with.
Everybody's
one-on-one.
wide open. So you're throwing to wide open people.
So you just play pick and pop.
Yeah.
And that's not how the NFL goes.
Not at all.
What gets interesting is what happens from there.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of friends in this industry.
You do.
If you get past Stroud, Young, Levis, Hendon Hooker, because Hooker's now 4. Mm-hmm. He has taken the 4th spot. Mm-hmm. Almost universally. Mm-hmm. It's the 5th spot that gets really interesting.
What's the kid's name? Cade from the small school.
Cameron Ward?
Cameron Ward.
He's one that some people like. Mm-hmm. I like him.
Yeah.
I like Jaron Hall out of BYU, and I've always had a soft spot for Phil Jakovic.
Of course.
He's just screwed that he has one player. Everybody looks at Boston College and goes, it's going to Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
It's going to Zay Flowers or it's going in the ground. There's no in between. But you look at Anthony Richardson and Tyler Van Dyke, I mean, you can't use a first-round pick on them at this point. Mm-mm. Somebody will.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
No.
But they will.
Mm-hmm.
And another one, KJ Jefferson. That's another one I've heard a lot. Okay. Just simply because of how different that team looks with him.
Right.
But to answer that question, the mock drafts really crank up in earnest after Halloween.
Yeah.
Because then there's there's less fluctuation.
For sure.
Hosey in the comments asked, am I crazy to say that Will Levis is not that great? It's a projection. Mm-hmm. Will Levis is one of those that's very beholden to where he goes.
Yeah.
I mean, if he goes to Carolina, he's in trouble.
And there's not going to work out.
Depending on who the coach is. If it's Ken Dorsey, then I'm all the way
there
in.
we go. And if they're not getting Ken Dorsey, they're doing it wrong. Right? I mean,
there are 2. There are 2, and one of them's a guy that I know personally and I have an allegiance to. Uh-huh. And it would be the greatest home run ever for me because my access to the Panthers would go through the roof.
Yeah.
Mike Kafka.
Oh, yeah.
Your offense coordinator.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's one that apparently they're intrigued by. But Tepper keeps putting out.
He was on the Panther staff at one point, right? Kafka?
No, he was never with the Panthers.
Okay.
He was with Andy Reid.
That's right. Okay.
And he was a backup in the league.
Yeah. But but there is super ties to Ken Dorsey in Carolina.
Absolutely. He started.
Yeah, that's. I mean, not only.
And Tepper's saying that he wants an experienced coach, and I genuinely think that's mouth words, memory times.
Yeah.
I know you want Sean Payton. Everybody wants Sean Payton.
You're not getting
You ain't getting Sean Payton.
He's going to the Chargers next year, guaranteed.
I don't know. I don't know that they're going to fire Brandon Staley. And look, they keep winning. I mean, at the end of the day, they're 4-2. There are 4 teams in the NFL with better records than the Chargers.
I know. But do you see them as serious contenders? I don't. There's just too many mistakes, too many things that happen. He's a bad coach. He will be out-coached in the playoffs if they make the playoffs. I mean, they were 4-2 last year. I don't
disagree with anything you just said.
Yeah.
But I struggle to believe that. I mean, I've looked at the schedule. Outside of Kansas City, there's not much that I'm looking at going, oh, you're going to lose that.
Right.
So the record's going to be good. They're going to go in as a high seed. I don't think they're going to win the division, so you're a wild card, which means you ultimately end up having to contend with either Cincinnati, Baltimore, whoever wins that division, Buffalo, Kansas City, or maybe you get lucky and get who wins the AFC South. Yeah. Because I think they are better than both of those teams.
Yeah, for sure.
So you win a game there. I mean, could you really see him getting fired winning a game in the playoffs?
No.
I can't either.
It's going to be not. I mean, but here's the thing. If Sean Payton goes to them and says, I'll coach this team, he'll be fired.
And I don't disagree with that.
And if you don't make that decision, I think you're batshit crazy.
Oh, no doubt.
You know,
I mean, Sean Payton is the big scary bear in the room for every sitting coach. I don't mind my P's and Q's. I know that guy's sitting here waiting on an opportunity. By the way, is Sean Payton the skinniest person in the United States with no neck?
I haven't. It's crazy.
He has no neck.
Zero.
His head just sits on his shoulders.
It's like.
I keep thinking it's going to fall off. Adam Black said Philly's offensive coordinator is another name that's popping up. And I'll be honest with you, that's how you do this. If you're going – look around the NFL. What do all these teams have in common? They hired young offensive guys.
And
other than Buffalo.
But who
keeps rotating them at offensive coordinator.
Right, but he also he's had some really good guys with him.
Oh, yeah. One of the things about Sean McDermott's he's always hired well. The thing that would scare me if I was a Panthers fan is the 3 names that I keep hearing. Marvin Lewis, Leslie Frazier. Those two. End of message. Repeat the line. I'm just going to stop with those 2.
Stop.
Because the third one makes very little sense. David Shaw's the third one. The guy that was just being talked about being fired in Stanford. Yeah. And then got a win against Notre Dame, and now all of a sudden, well.
Oh, my God. That would be so bad.
Since we're talking about coaches, we kind of went down a rabbit hole.
That's okay.
Here.
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to ask you this.
Yes.
We talked about this on the ESPN show.
Okay.
Am I out of my mind to think that Baltimore and John Harbaugh are headed towards a mutual, amicable splitting of ways?
I have seen him do things this year that I just don't understand. It's almost like he wants to be out of there.
I can't agree with that. I feel like the message gotten stale.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he's doing it. It just, if you watched it from afar, you would think, what are you doing? These are decisions that he was never making over the last couple of years.
Since the year they won the Super Bowl, they've had one losing season, 8-9, first year of the 17 game.
Right.
They haven't made it past the divisional round. I feel like this team's too good to have never made a legitimate run.
I believe if they don't get a run this year, which is tough because Kansas City and Buffalo are just so freaking good. Oh, my God. Watching that game was it's like a work of art. I mean, I never seen more like unfans of these teams post something about like how it's just fun to watch a football game like that.
Adam Black, Bill O'Brien was the other name. I heard David Shaw. I blanked
Bill
on it.
O'Brien. Oh, my God. Yeah, because that worked out so well last time.
He wasn't a bad coach. He's
won
a terrible personnel guy. No
true.
Smile said, "What about Saleh? He's defensive. He's an aberration.
Yeah,
he's a special breed, and he's mine.
He's got one hell of a GM who has knocked it out of the freaking park in the draft.
Oh, Joe D. Joe D, who looks like my fat Italian mom.
Joey
brother.
D is just killing it.
Me and Joe D are gonna be best friends one day.
You think?
No doubt.
Okay.
Karate in the garage, all that good
shit.
I will say the thing that actually told me that I was the prodigal jet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the Cleveland game when I sent out the tweet that said Robert Saleh is a dog shit coach?
Yeah.
and just went off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hadn't lost a game since then.
Not since then, no.
Hadn't lost a game since that. Just throwing that out there.
Although, I mean, this was a turnaround game in Green Bay.
Oh, no.
Not turnaround game, but we're an actual legitimate team. Or is it possible, and I don't want to say this because it's a good win, that it is over in Green Bay?
Green Bay has a problem.
I mean,
today on the ESPN radio show, we are going to the 4 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock Eastern. I have gone through the league.
Okay.
And I have made a deal for every disappointing team.
Okay.
That I think would fix their problem.
Okay.
Carolina Panther fans, you're going to see a whole lot of your players go a whole lot of places.
And honestly, if they're not trying to get rid of McCaffrey and DJ Moore, I don't think they're doing it right. They have some capital in the draft right now.
Not much. They have 4 picks in this draft.
But
because you traded for Baker Mayfield.
Oh, God.
That's aging well.
I think at this point, what good does it do to have those guys on your team? And you can get some back for those guys.
Well, it's not that you got to weigh the balance.
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey could bring you something back. It's nowhere near what you think it is.
Really?
At the end of the day, he's a running back. DJ Moore, on the other hand, I do think from a good team you could get a 1 for DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Might be a conditional 1.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a 2. Started as a 2, turns into a 1 if certain things are hit.
Right.
You want as much draft capital for young coaches as humanly possible.
Absolutely.
And Talmadge Tillman said to try and keep at least 2 Panthers fans in the stands. Did you happen to see the last home game? I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. So the suite we sit in with iHeart is up. It's right beside the Harrah's. Our booth and Harrah's are right beside each other. I'm going to take a picture when we get to Charlotte this week.
Mm-hmm.
I want you just to look at how much red is there.
Yeah.
From a team that just lost to the Steelers.
Listen, I lived there for 20 years. I loved living there in the beginning when the Panthers were just hot garbage because I literally could go wait till right after kickoff and go into the game for $5. And then I would see an NFL game for $5. Didn't matter who it was. But that's a part about Charlotte is that it's such a transition city. Everybody's from everywhere else there. So they're bringing teams from everywhere else. I mean, there's more Pittsburgh Steelers, Jets, Giants, Commanders fans than there is.
Back at the table again.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. He's going to kill me.
Swear to God, I'm going to tie your hands behind your back.
Oh, my God, he's just going to straight up kill me. And if the Panthers are good, their stadium is packed. If they're garbage, nobody goes.
Mm-hmm. So, I want to address the McCaffrey thing because I'll go ahead and tell you he's one of the names that gets moved this afternoon.
This afternoon?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's one of the in our little scenario of.
The only thing that bothers me is I hear a lot of the Rams, and the Rams don't have a first round pick or for like a century, right?
It's not going to be the Rams.
Not going to be
the Rams. Don't care that much.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're willing to take back Cam Akers as a.
And let's be clear here.
I'm out.
Are you completely gone?
I'm a Florida State guy, and I will tell you I'm out.
I just trying to hold out hope for
Well, the Achilles is just completely – it's ruined him.
There's been like 2 guys that have come back from Achilles injury and have been
and he came back too early.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what he's pissed off about.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing this with me for long enough.
Yep.
What is my rule about running backs? It's a tried and true rule, and it's almost never wrong.
Yeah. You just don't draft him in the first round.
I have more rules about running backs than I thought. It's the 1,500 carry rule.
Yeah.
As soon as you hit 1,500 touches,
gone.
That is invariably when you start to regress. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry has challenged that, but Derrick Henry also got hurt.
And Derrick Henry also didn't play for the first 2.5 years in Tennessee.
He did.
Well, he did, but not a lot.
Not at the level, not at the 300 plus touch.
They had DeMarco Murray and somebody else that were in there.
How many touches does Christian McCaffrey have in his career?
Well, he's hurt a lot, but he does catch the ball a lot.
Even being hurt.
He catches the ball a lot. How many years has he played?
This is 6.
6 year.
By the way, he's played 16 games combined in 3 years.
Jesus. I'd say he's around, 1,300?
You're just right on top of it. He is at 1,256. He will be 27 years old next year. I hate to tell you this, Panther fans, and I'm not trying to piss on your punch.
No.
If that's what you're counting on,
right,
you're fucked.
Moving forward.
Yeah, you're fucked.
That's why I'm saying
this is a kid that was hurt and injury prone before the tread came off the tires.
Yeah.
And I want you to think about this like a tire on your car.
Yeah.
If you buy a tire that's a low profile, do you expect it to live up to the same as on my lovely 2023 Nissan Rogue? It's brand new tires.
Hey, blue out there's looking good, by the way.
Blue is sweet.
Blue's looking good out there, by the way.
My blue is sweet.
I did come in this morning and see this like jet green Nissan Frontier out there, and I was like, oh man, Jeremy's got himself a little whip, and Mr. Starling.
Yeah, that's Mark Starling's truck. It's a sweet truck too.
But it was perfect. I was like, oh my God, Jeremy got that. Yeah. Seriously, there is no sense in doing anything but trying to just gut the team. Keep the defense together, start over on offense, lose every single game, and get one of these quarterbacks and start from there. That's got to be the plan.
And I would agree with that. If you look to 2023. Oh, hold on. Hit the wrong button. Too many buttons on the screen.
So many buttons.
If you look to 2023, you already have $10 million in dead cap. Do you know how much cap space this team actively has?
Not a whole lot.
They're $5 million over the cap.
Because of
you can't build a roster where Christian McCaffrey's making $20 million.
No.
You cannot do it.
And when you have...
Not with a new coach.
No.
Because the new coach is not beholden to DJ Moore or Christian McCaffrey or any of this other shit.
No.
This coach wants to bring in his guys.
Yep.
So you have no money and you have no draft capital.
Right.
Other than the number one pick.
Yes.
Which is going to be your quarterback.
Yes.
And this misnomer... If you have, let's say you had hit on the Darnold thing. Or you'd hit on the Baker thing. This is a talented enough team that you could be competitive.
Yep. You could possibly
in what I think might be the worst division in the NFL.
Yeah.
You ain't winning a Super Bowl.
No.
You're not a Super Bowl team. You're in the sweet tier of...
You can make the back end of the playoffs.
Yeah. You'd be the 6.
Or
you'd be the 7.
You might win your division with a record of 10-7 or 9-8, or you make the back end of the playoffs as a wild card.
And so, I'm looking at the cap ledger here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 7 guys that make their cap hit next year is $10 million or more. Care to name who those guys are?
Oh boy, there's McCaffrey.
McCaffrey's one.
DJ Moore.
25.
There's 3 guys I don't even think are on the team.
No, they're all on the team. Okay. Well, actually, I lied. There's 8 because Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson. Yeah. Let me see. Brian Burns.
16. And that's on the 5th-year option.
Yeah.
This is where it gets
aggressive.
Difficult.
Yes, I can't even think of it.
Taylor Moton, Shaq Thompson, Dante Jackson, Austin Corbett.
Oh, my God.
That core that's winning you a Super Bowl?
If I'm not mistaken, did they not just release Austin Corbett?
No.
Are you?
They didn't release Austin Corbett. If they did, I don't know anything about it.
I don't know. I could have swore I read that somewhere. Well, I guess no.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
I have no idea.
The Jets released Connor McDermott. Those names kind of sound.
They sound similar.
No Smiles in the comments said, I don't understand paying running backs when you can find Ramondre in the 4th and Pierce in the 5th. Yeah, trust me, nobody in front offices do either.
Yeah.
Nobody does. You look around the NFL, the New York Jets have Breece Hall for 4 years at peanuts.
Nothing. The Seahawks got Kenneth Walker now at
4 years at peanuts. The Texans have Dameon Pierce. 4 years
peanuts.
At peanuts. This is going to be hard to hear, but it's 100% the truth.
Yeah.
All 3 guys I just said are exponentially more valuable than Christian McCaffrey is.
100% agreed.
Don't get lost in his fantasy value.
Mm-mm.
He's a good player.
Yes.
He's inconsistently available, and he's incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Now, a team like Buffalo, you can look at that and go, all right, that could be the piece that puts us over the top.
I could do
because
something
that's the
with
only
that.
thing Buffalo doesn't do well.
Right. And
The
they can do
49ers.
something with that. And there's history with McDermott being in Carolina. Maybe there's a little, hey, buddy. Hey, guy. Hey. Not that he was with this regime because Tepper was not the owner when he was there, but, there's still that probably some communications from some people there.
And I promise I'm not trying to go back and forth with Adam Black. It's just, he's throwing out some good points. The roster's built outside of the quarterback. Name another significant hole on the Panthers. Your linebackers are shit outside of Frankie Louvu. Your offensive line is young, and I can't tell you that they're going to be any good. You have very good corners. And outside of Derek Brown, the interior defense, the interior of that defense is not very good.
And after they trade DJ Moore, is Terrence Marshall going to ever play again?
I'm perfectly fine with Terrace Marshall, Shi Smith, and you go get another receiver.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Receivers are the undervalued side of running backs because there's a bajillion of them.
It's so crazy how many wide receivers are good and could do something.
I want to prove a point here.
Yeah.
You were asking me about talk amongst yourselves for just a second.
Let me answer a couple questions because we haven't been able to do that for quite some time. So I'm going to go back just a little bit here. Where's all the questions? I want to see those questions. Yeah, we've just been talking a lot about these guys here. There's a lot of Panthers fans in there just kind of going with us here, so I got to go way back.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Telman Shillman says, I do need to know what y'all would pick for a suicide pool between the Patriots or the Bucks. Patriots are going to destroy the Bears. I mean, they do.
I don't hate the Patriots this week.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I don't hate the Jets as a play this week because I think they're going to run all over to Denver.
I always remember, women won't always screw you.
Yeah.
The Jets will always screw you.
Yeah, they will.
It would be the jettiest thing ever that the week you buy in, they lose to Denver.
Yeah, Aravila says Gallup or Ayuk. I mean, and he has Debo in play, and even if you have Debo in play, I go Ayuk. He's that way. We have a Deshaun Jackson for MVP.
Deshaun Jackson.
I like that little thing that Tal put out yesterday. Ravens fans, we want DJ. Ravens front office, we signed Deshaun Jackson.
You should have been more specific.
Yeah, got the wrong guy. We've got Aaron Jones, Pierce, Ramondre, Robinson. We had he said traded D. Henderson and Jahan Dotson for ATN grade.
A++.
Yeah, ATN's definitely it. James Robinson is done. But he did say that he also has so his running back core now is, and God bless your heart, sir, is now ATN, Aaron Jones, Damian Pierce, Ramondre Stevenson, Brian Robinson.
Yeah, it doesn't suck.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't suck.
Yeah. You could probably turn one of those guys into a better wide receiver.
I'm Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson's value, so he's currently a Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't actually seen him do anything yet, but the fact that I know he's the one, it gives him some what's behind door number 3 value.
Yeah.
And it could burn you.
Yeah.
All right, I want to answer one more Adam Black question, and then I want to pay off where I was headed.
Yeah.
He said, but based on your argument, why would Buffalo go get CMC when running backs have no real value? I didn't say they had no real value. I said, if you're not a Super Bowl contender, why are you paying a running back?
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Right.
First of all, it doesn't make any sense to pay running backs anyway. Aaron Jones makes $8 million. You're telling me Christian McCaffrey is 3 times the player of Aaron Jones?
No.
I'm going to disagree. Buffalo, that could be the missing piece. Because now, think about how you scheme this team. All right, you got Gabriel Davis on the outside.
Yep.
You got Stephon Diggs on the outside.
Yep.
Isaiah McKenzie that's difficult to deal with in the slot. Dawson Knox. And then you have the best pass-catching running back in the NFL coming out of the backfield. Austin Eckler's close. They just do different things.
Yeah.
That just made everybody else better.
And
Carolina, he ain't making anybody better because you don't have a quarterback.
Well, and here's the thing that CMC does to defenses. You have to account for him. And when you do that, that means somebody's going to be way more open than they should be. And Buffalo attacks that better than any team in the NFL.
It makes everybody on that offense
Yep.
better, and it makes them harder to defend.
Yep.
A running back cannot be your centerpiece.
No.
If you are built around a running back, you're not a good team.
I mean, the Giants are 5-1 with their best.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, that's the only thing we have.
I'm going to make an argument that your defense is on line one, and they would like a word.
And Kayvon Thibodeau and I are going to become best friends.
100%.
I love that
He'll
guy.
be doing karate in the garage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Much like me and Ahmad Sauce Carter and Brees Hall. And I didn't even mention Garrett Wilson. He's been relevant for 2 weeks.
Right.
He's there, too.
He's there, too.
Jermaine Johnson.
All these guys. Have you...
Let me pick this up
Yep.
front.
Yep.
So, do you know who A.T. Perry is? He's a wide receiver at Wake Forest.
Yes.
Big, tall kid.
Yes.
He's not in the top 20 of wide receivers for me this year.
And that's crazy.
In the draft. You know why? Because every one of those kids, and we all played with a kid like this, is just hyper athletic. He's so much better than everybody we play with. That kid always played quarterback.
Yeah.
Now it's so much easier to get open, and receivers are making stupid money. They're not making Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen money.
No.
But there's 4 of them per team.
Yes.
So that kid's becoming a wide receiver.
Yeah.
He used to be a running back.
Mm-hmm.
He's not now.
And
now I'm going to get you the ball in space. I'm going to run RPOs. I'm going to do all these things, and you're going to be fine.
But he could be he could be another Tavon Austin. Where he just, they you know what I mean? That's with those guys.
I don't understand that. I don't understand your reference.
What am I saying is that those guys, the smaller guys, the old running backs moved it, or the changing positions, there's a dime a dozen out there.
Well, and I don't care how big you are.
Yeah.
There are 5'8" receivers in this league that are fine.
Yeah.
They have the point I was trying to make is A.T. Perry's not my top 20.
Yeah.
You watch that kid at Wake Forest, he's borderline indefensible.
He's incredible. Good.
Do you know how many draftable grades I have on receivers right now?
Oh, my God.
Now, this is early.
50?
It's over 100.
Jesus.
I'm at 102.
How many were last year? Because last year's was deep.
Let's look. Now, this is going to be a little biased because this is after I cut my board down. I'm at 500 now.
Yeah.
So the number is going to be drastically smaller.
Right.
Let's see. Last year.
The Canadians just giving us the business. Today's show should just be called The Homers. Were you not thinking that was what it's going to be after the weekend?
Did you look at the title? I mean, I had 39 last year.
Yeah, 39. Yeah.
I mean, trust me, I tried to put this in the title.
Yeah. It was going to be a celebration of us, period, guys. Let's be clear here. We're the best 2 teams in the NFL, and we're headed for a collision course in the Super Bowl. Period.
Aravila said I'm a blonde with a red beard. That's a first. My hair's as trashy as I am.
Yeah.
It can't decide what color it wants to be. I very much have Tammy hair.
Well, my, the wisdom highlights have kind of taken over the beard area, but the ginger still comes through in this right here. That's about it.
Rob Johnson asked, is Quentin Johnston the best receiver in this draft class? I can't definitively say yes on that. I want to say yes on that. For me, there's Jackson Smith and Jigba. People just seem to be forgetting about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's still very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
That's Addison. Addison's so damn little.
There's a lot of guys out there.
I mean, Tank Spencer outweighs Jordan Addison at this point.
And
he's withering away,
dude. A piece of paper weighs more than fucking Tank Spencer at this
I'm
point
waiting for him to just blow away.
It's just, don't go. All right. Well, let's. We have had. I mean, let's be clear. The Canadians got a little bit of a point.
What, that we're being homers?
Maybe just a little bit.
Of course we are.
Let's talk. Let's talk about.
He's a fucking Patriots fan. He doesn't get. Look, you've been happy for 22 fucking years.
I did not know that. Until like a couple weeks ago when I mentioned that, I was like, how did I not know that rat bastard's a Patriots fan?
Well, I mean, he wears a Patriots hat on the stream all the time.
I know, but I hadn't seen much of the stream until a couple weeks ago because I'm usually at work. And there was the Patriots sign in the background, too. And I'm looking at myself and I'm like, that freaking bastard's a Patriots fan.
Yeah, I mean, you want to know why this turns into a Homer show?
Yeah.
Because in the last 15 years, the highlight of my Jets' existence was foot fetish Rex Ryan.
Yeah. Yep.
Bill Buttigieg asked, what round should Keyshawn Booty go in? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to make of him.
Mm-hmm.
The raw talent's obvious. He had a good week this week.
Yeah.
110 yards, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he showed that he's still a good player. It's just I can't unsee what I saw at Florida State. I think he's a day 2 guy now.
Yeah.
That's where he'll go. He'll be the guy. You see this every year in the draft where you're sitting around on Friday night and you're getting to that point where the lay fans going, okay, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Who's that guard they just took? And Kayshon Booty's name will.
For sure.
Oh, and I would be remiss.
Prison booty.
Booty.
Booty was more important than food.
Than food. More important than water.
I need to find one of those that's in both channels.
Yeah.
I don't know why that does that.
I could hear it a little bit. Thomas Shulman's asking if he should keep or drop Taysom Hill. I think
I'd keep him.
I'd keep him because other than the top 5 or 6, you have a guy that could possibly go for 30 on any given Sunday, especially with Andy Dalton at quarterback. Which is,
I mean, tight end just sucks.
Yeah.
Have I told you of the experimental league? When you're in as many fantasy football leagues as I am,
you tried something different every one.
You can tinker.
Yeah.
You can do some dumb shit.
Uh-huh.
Have I told you about this league?
No, I haven't heard of this.
I drafted Travis Kelce in the 2nd round.
Uh-huh.
I took Mark Andrews in the 4th round.
Okay.
I took Dallas Goedert in the 9th round.
Okay. What have you turned them into?
So far?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh. Just waiting?
I have a 15-point advantage on everybody in that league.
Right.
Because there's only 2 other good tight ends in the league.
And one of them's been hurt most of the time.
And one of them's been terrible.
Uh-huh.
This is a theory that I'm going to perfect for next year, and this will officially be the Jeremy Greene fantasy football theory of just take tight ends.
Yeah.
You can play them in flex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing 4 tight ends this week. I'm playing 4 freaking tight ends this week.
Who's your 4th?
TJ Hawkinson. That was I knew I was forgetting one.
You got Hawkinson in there.
I knew I was forgetting one.
Oh, man.
They fell. And so I'm just sitting here every round going, why is tight end the player?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's.
I also took Saquon in the 1st round of that because I was at the turn.
Yeah.
12th or it's 12th. 12-13. I went Saquon, Travis Kelce.
That's such a good back-to-back pick.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, and Jalen Hurts is my quarterback.
Oh God,
that team doesn't suck.
That team's not bad at all.
Running backs need some help, but we got Kenny Walker late. So.
Javi Too Nice says, should I start D-Hop this weekend at flex? My other options are Lockett, Keenan Allen, and Najee Harris. Yes. They're going to find Hopkins.
They're going to inundate D-Hop trying to get him acclimated because they know, especially if there's no Marshawn Lattimore. Mm-hmm. If there's no Lattimore, Arizona doesn't have anybody to stop him.
Yeah.
There's another question. Chris D asked, what's the most you would overpay for Breece Hall?
What's the most I would ever pay?
Overpay in fantasy football.
I mean, I would back the freaking truck up to get him at this point.
Are they asking for a child?
Yeah. My firstborn.
So long as there's no blood involved in this, the price is probably not too high.
Yeah, he also says, A. Jones, Ramondre, Mike Williams versus Breece Hall or Ken Walker. If he's saying, would you trade Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson, and Mike Williams for Breece Hall?
And Kenny Walker.
Yes. Yeah.
Breece Hall and Kenny Walker are RB1s for me moving forward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they're ones that people don't appreciate
yet.
I'm
sorry. He's trading those 3 away for those 2. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I'm not sure that, and this was super rabbit hole because you asked this originally.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure that the situation in Green Bay is fixable.
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm not. I'm not sure there's anything you can do about that. Outside of adding another player.
Yeah.
I mean, if they haven't made the call to Odell Beckham Jr., I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life.
Odell Beckham will be playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. Did you see what Kelsey did yesterday?
I did, but I'm not sure that's for Odell. I'm not sure that's for Odell. It's for somebody. I heard Pat Mack talking about this they cleared the money. It's got to be for Beckham. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure of that.
But it wouldn't be for would they do it because they have a trade involved? I'm just saying this has got to be probably a free agent because they know.
It could be a trade. Depends on who it is.
Okay, so they could have something in the works already, and they know that's going to happen probably.
I mean, my better question would, for me, I'm looking for could we add somebody to the defense?
Yes. I don't think you need another wide receiver.
No, I mean, Juju's the one. Mm-hmm. He was incredibly good this week.
Played really good this week.
You got 2 guys that hit you over the top.
Uh-huh.
Still got Sky Moore that does stuff.
Mm-hmm.
CEH has had more of a role as pass catching back. Mm-hmm. And you still have Isaiah Pacheco that somehow you don't realize is the best running back on this team.
Yeah, somehow.
Andy Reid, come on, smart guy. Yeah. Let's go. If I put it on a Waffle House menu.
Can the Giants go after Odell?
He has said out loud that he would not be averse to a reuniting. I think it makes more sense for you to trade for a receiver.
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense for you to go get a guy that's
DJ Moore.
I mean, I get it. That's probably not where I would go.
I mean, it's just for me that would.
How many 6-foot-tall receivers that play out of the slot do you need? Because that's damn near everyone you have. Maybe go
the last need we needed.
Maybe go get a guy that I don't make look like a small child.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be my thought. But I mean, this will be a very active trade deadline.
Yeah.
And look, Green Bay's one of the teams we're going to talk about this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think they have to add a weapon that Aaron trusts.
Yeah.
And I have a very simple reason as to why that I'll tell you at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
There you go. Start Rondell Moore over Olave. I would probably not do that this week because it's going to be a Hopkins week.
Olave's in this week. I'm going Olave.
I'm going Olave.
I still like Rondell Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Rondell Moore got targets with Marquise Brown.
Yeah.
D-Hop's just going to become, in terms of target share,
yeah,
he's just going to replace Hollywood.
Yeah.
And that's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, when Hollywood and DeAndre are both
when the
there,
Rondell Moore train kind of slows down.
Yeah. The only thing is I'm not sure that he comes back at all. If you look at Arizona's schedule, they could be 2-10.
Uh-huh.
And it wouldn't shock me in the least.
Mm-hmm. St. Brown or Rondell Moore.
Monroe every time.
I mean, St. Brown has got to be a must-start every single week, period.
Unless, if it's Amon or St. Brown or not a member of the divinity, it's Amon or St. Brown.
Yeah.
Thomas Tillman asked, should I trade Russell Wilson and for who in Dynasty?
Anybody you can get for him.
I'm not sure he's rosterable.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm 100% not sure he's rosterable.
I just think Denver made the worst decision, and Seattle looks like freaking geniuses.
Geno Smith's out playing Russell Wilson.
Geno Smith, there was something to be said. I think Sanchez was on Coward yesterday, and he was talking about how he was with Geno his rookie year. And he said when you watched him, you were like, there's no way that this guy's going to be a quarterback. But there's something to be said because he said Pete Carroll is one of those guys that literally will talk you up and make you think that you're the best quarterback in the league. And Geno has probably never had that. It's probably unlocked something within him that Geno Smith is playing good. 2 Sundays ago, we were watching the games, and we kept saying, how many times did we say, why is Geno Smith this good?
Because he's playing within himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's mobile enough. Mm-hmm. The running game is good.
And he got good wide receivers.
And I'm telling you, those 2 rookie tackles have played
They
fantastic.
knocked it out of the park. All 3 picks they had.
I mean, everybody talks about the Jets and the draft they had.
Yeah.
Seattle's was equivalently good.
And with
much less. Tariq Woolen?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I know a guy that said, Tariq Woolen should be a day 2 pick. I don't know who that guy would be. Somebody give me a fucking job.
Yeah,
for the love
give
of
him
God.
a job. Somebody give him a job for a guy. Listen, Kenny Walker is, I think this week I'm going to have a hard problem not playing Walker, Pierce, and Hall.
That's well you should.
All 3 of them.
Yeah, they all 3 play in matchups against bad run defenses.
And they're all like less than $6,500.
Mm-hmm. They're all 3 good plays.
Yeah.
Those are my running backs in probably 30% of the leagues.
I know. You were telling me about go ahead, name those running backs again in that one league.
Oh, 0.5 point per carry.
Yeah.
It's Joe Mixon, Breece Hall, Damian Pierce, Miles Sanders, Raheem Mostert,
and Kenny Walker.
I draft good. And then I got offered the shittiest trade in the history of time.
We have to tell everybody about this.
Yeah. So I put out it's not just you that get shitty trade offers.
Yeah.
Like you, the regular fantasy football.
The folks.
I do this for a fucking living.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody offered me for Ken Walker and Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
It's super flex league, so quarterbacks are pretty valuable. Offered me Bob Tunyon.
Mm-hmm. Bailey Zappi.
And Bailey Zappi.
Yeah.
And then edited that back and took out Zapp and went Antonio Gibson. I just posted in the link thread. I will never make a trade with this person ever. Just out of sheer spite.
Chad, you're dead to me.
It's sheer spite.
I
don't even know you. That's the worst trade offer I've ever gotten.
You're dead to me.
In the history of creation.
If I see a trade offer come from you, I will immediately delete it before I even look at it because I don't even want to see what kind of garbage you're sending me.
And I'm not going to lie. So I didn't tell you the backstory of this.
Okay.
So Amy and I, we're in a condo now.
Uh-huh.
Working on selling a house, all this good shit. And I enjoy being in a condo because somebody else mows the grass, and when shit breaks, somebody comes and fixes it.
It's a thing.
Well, we have a gigantic whirlpool bathtub.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm 6'5".
Uh-huh.
I've never been a bath guy.
Uh-uh.
I fit in this tub. It's kind of nice.
I can see Amy setting you up with a nice salt bath with bubbles.
No, Amy does the salt and the bubbles and the candles and shit.
Had a rough day, baby. Come here. Let me get you. Get you a couple domestic lights on ice sitting in a bucket next to you.
Yeah, see, for me, I'm just going double bath beer.
To me, baths are disgusting.
See, I'm just going bath beer and going fat guy soup.
The only time a bath is okay is if you shower first, because other than that, you are sitting in your own filth. Period.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, not
but
wrong.
It's so relieving. It's so relieving.
Yeah, I, as being a big fella as well, have not been able to fit in a tub basically since I was playing with the rubber duckies.
I've never been able to fit in a tub. And Patrick Holt asked a very fantastic question.
Uh-huh.
Why stand when you can sit?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. My morning pee is usually a sit down because I'm trying to get that extra 35 seconds more of sleep that I need. Just lean back and just, oh, shit, I got to go.
Mac ND said Jeremy's the one covered in rose petals in that tub. Look, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a nice Epsom salt thing that I threw in it.
Yeah.
But there's really, I mean, this is a very unattractive scenario.
Yeah.
All right. This really looks like you're like, what is it? Par cooking a turkey?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like.
It's almost like the whale, and it's hard to find a position. He slides around a lot. It's just like, like that kind of.
I did have my first weird sliding experience. My ass lost traction, and I just went floop.
Oh, yeah.
Water went everywhere.
And legs went through up off the wall.
I bounced my foot off the
I broke my foot slipping off my ass in my Epsom salt bath.
I'm the only person in the history of creation that ever broke his foot when he wasn't standing on it.
Yeah, Anthony Hurt, "you're dead to me" phrase is always awesome to use. 100%. One of my favorites.
I have a lot of phrases.
Yep.
We're getting ready to throw a lot of them on shirts.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the fuck around and find out scale, we have a shirt that because I feel like I was the champion of FAFO.
I believe that you were the originator.
So it's the scale with the line, and on one side it says FA, and underneath it says FO. Yeah. So this is a shirt you can wear in public.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nobody, nobody gets animated about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's hunky dunky.
Yep.
It's got the little beer on the sleeve.
Yeah. Yep. JJ Nice Ertz over Hawkinson. Hawkinson's a weird play this week because they're playing Dallas.
I'm gonna have to look and see who I actually have there.
Again with Ertz, and
I'm pretty sure it's Hawk, but I'm not positive of that. It's Hawkinson.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
I lied. Zach Ertz.
Okay.
Yeah, I lied. The matchup is almost equivalently bad.
Yeah.
No, I like Zach Ertz this week. Zach Ertz is my 6.
Speaking of the Cowboys,
5,
and I hate talking about the Cowboys, but doesn't it seem a bit drastic when the next 2 games that you play are the Lions and the Bears that you're trying to bring back Dak? Would you not continue
if he's ready. But it's not like they're going to hit him.
But they're not saying anything about – most of what they're saying is he could be ready. I don't like the –
So are you saying slow roll it with Cooper Rush?
Why not? You can win these next 2 ball games, and he can get even more. You can win
these next 2 ball games with me playing quarterback,
right? And I'm just saying your hand is pretty important to playing football. It's going.
If he's ready, he's ready.
Well, you know what? There's also be something said about getting hit in the hand for the first time, and being like, okay, I'm good. Let's roll with this.
I firmly believe, and I'm gonna enjoy this.
Okay.
Something I learned I'm going into my 3rd year in radio.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain fan bases that are just really fucking annoying.
Oh, well, and obviously Cowboys are one of them. Let's be clear here.
And it's not just that. You can be delusional. You're a fan. That's expected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we
made a PSA.
We made a PSA about this delusional fan syndrome.
Yeah.
They're not even just delusional.
No.
They're fucking lunatics.
They do. They just think for some reason, I mean, they have won a playoff game in 20 years, right?
25 years.
25 years. A playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
You need to stop talking. We don't have Browns fans because they won 10 freaking AFL championships talking about how good they are still.
Well, I mean, it's my favorite joke about the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
How many Cowboys fans that take change a light bulb?
Want to tell you how long it took to do it? What is it?
3.
3.
One to change it, one to hold the ladder, and one to tell you how great the old light bulb was.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, and they could make the playoffs, but they're not winning a Super
That's
Bowl.
the thing. I mean, you're just setting yourself up for the failure here.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a Super Bowl contender.
We're setting ourselves up.
Watch the fucking Buffalo Bills and watch you. And this is like the what is that game where you have to pick out the differences between two pictures?
God, why can I not think of that game right now? That's pretty crazy.
Concentration?
No, it's wow.
Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so you got
I know,
two
exactly.
pictures, and you have to pick out the differences. Well, the differences between Philadelphia, Buffalo, and Kansas City is the Mona Lisa, and the Dallas Cowboys are a shitty picture that a 6-year-old drew with everything's the same color because they only had one crayon.
Right. I mean, it's beginning to be in the NFC. It's Philadelphia and maybe
End of message. Repeat the line.
that's it. I mean,
I asked this question yesterday. So I was, and let me phrase it.
Yeah.
I was asked this on another show that I did on Monday. Who's second best team in the NFC? I've asked this question to the people in the house, to Tank, and now you. And I have not universally gotten the same answer yet.
that is crazy to think because let's go down the list right now. You got Cowboys and Giants in the East that are somewhat, but are they better?
It's not the Cowboys, but
if they're not number 2.
The Giants are 5-1.
San Francisco continues to lose games. The Rams continue to lose games.
San Francisco's still figuring things out. Yeah, Jimmy G didn't have a playbook.
They have a really good team. We talked about how good their team was.
And that was West Coast team coming east.
Yeah, that never works out well.
It's been a thing forever, and I somehow forget that because it becomes less of a thing, and then it goes right back to where it was.
The South is garbage juice.
Yeah, nobody there is good.
No. And Green Bay's not good.
I mean, to me, it's New York. To me, it's either New York Giants or it's Minnesota Vikings. In the message, repeat the line. And the 49ers are in there, too.
Yeah.
It's one of those three.
And I still think the Rams are going to be okay.
Now, conversely, and this is what I didn't get to do on the ESPN show, ask the same question with the AFC.
Oh, it's 100%. It's Kansas City. Buffalo's number 1. Kansas City's number 2.
Who's 3?
Well, I would say that's a tough one too.
Not really. To me, there's 2 acceptable answers.
Who's that?
The LA Chargers.
Oh, well, and I had something to say about them earlier today when we were talking.
It's the LA Chargers or the Cincinnati Bengals.
And again, both have flaws that scare me. I just don't think.
And to me, I don't think you can have the Bengals ahead of the Chargers. So for me, it's bing, bang, boom. I'm going Bills, Chiefs, Chargers, Bengals, Jets.
Yeah.
That's the 5 best teams in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think there's really one you can discuss ahead of them. Baltimore's more talented, but something's up.
Something's going on there.
Cleveland, you need a quarterback.
Yeah, that's
Tennessee and Indianapolis. I don't understand how either one of you have 3 wins.
It's crazy.
But good culture.
And that's the part of the NFL that's crazy right now is there's a whole lot of 4-2, 3-3, 2-3 that are right next to each other.
Mark Couture said the Rams are still the best in the league. I can't agree with that. I mean, look, I get it, and maybe I'm biased, and I'm readily and willing admitting my bias.
Yeah,
I'm the fucking draft guy.
Mm-hmm.
When you just spit in the face of the draft, and I start watching you get hurt, it's real easy for me to write you off.
When you do that, you take away depth from a team that desperately needs depth at the
when you're
moment.
trotting out starters in your initial 22 that I don't know who the fuck they are, and I grade 500 players
500
a year.
people.
Yeah, you're spitting in the face of something that's gonna come back to bite you.
Yeah.
You got the Super Bowl last year. The high side of this roster is very good.
Yeah.
But now, literally, name the 5 starting offensive linemen for the LA Rams.
I have zero idea.
Can you name lineman for the Rams
not
right
one
now?
single one. It's pretty bad, and that's why they're not going to win anything, because if the Dallas game was any show of what's going to happen, you can basically just continue to rush the quarterback. I mean, the Panthers still kind of got to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And
of which they have a pretty good they have a pretty good pass rush.
Yeah.
Their starting guard is Oday Abushi. He played for the Jets. The New York Jets looked at him and went, "We're good."
Yeah. Yeah.
We drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some moments. He's been in the league for, I think this is his 9th year.
Right.
Outside of Rob Havenstein and Brian Allen.
Yeah.
You're playing Alaric Jackson at left tackle now.
I
Good luck
literally
with
have
that.
no idea who these people are. I was watching the game the other day, and I was like, wow, this is bad.
And that's the thing, is that a team like the Rams that's built that way, you have to have some really good injury luck.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that,
Sorry about your luck. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about your luck.
I mean, and I totally salute your. I mean, look, you got 2 guys here. He's a Giants fan. I'm a Jets fan. We're 9-3 combined, and we're both buying in. So trust me, I understand believing in your team.
Oh yeah, and
you will get no judgment
we
from us
also
there.
have zero qualms about it that we could be sitting here 3 weeks later,
a
crying.
month from now, going, "Wow, we've lost 4 games in a row."
Wow,
man,
and
ain't that
hugging-
some jetty Johnny shit?
hugging each other on camera, just trying to get our tears back. Well, it wouldn't be a hug because Jeremy Greene doesn't hug.
I don't know.
things.
I'm not a hugger.
He doesn't hug.
Please, God, don't hug me. Now, if I'm drunk, it's different.
Yeah, you do tend to get a little bit more sentimental.
You get me 4 domestic lights, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
That's another one of our new shirts.
Yeah.
Just says, "I'll have a domestic light."
Yeah. I'll take a domestic light.
In a nice little cursive font.
I love it. It got to be cursive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have a
Because
domestic light.
none of the kids will understand what it says.
Yeah. They don't teach that anymore. Oh God, that's a fun day. You know, one of these days when I'm ready to get fired, I want you and I to do a political show.
Okay.
I want us to change this show into a political show.
Oh, God almighty. It's going to get real bad.
Well, here's the thing. All right, we started way apart.
Oh, yeah.
As time in the world is getting closer by the day.
You know, there's some people out there that if they all just fell into a pit and caught on fire, I would be just okay with.
Yeah, I'm not one that I believe in the judicial process, but then there's some people that I just look at and go. Eddie Fox told me about it. Apparently, there's a I can't remember. I can't remember the guy's name. He's in jail for first degree murder.
Uh-huh.
So he's serving concurrent
terms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently now he knows he's never going to get out, so he just keeps killing pedophiles.
I love him.
He's done it 4 times in a year.
Good for him. We need more people like that in the jails.
Okay, hold. All right. Now, see, here's the thing. This is when you can smart off to me, Mark Couture. You guys need more knowledge. Who's done better with mid and late round picks? Brother, I've evaluated every fucking one of those players. I promise you I know who they are.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. You don't have anything behind them.
No.
Now those guys are starters.
Yes.
You have guys on the back end of this roster that
depth.
couldn't play in the XFL.
We need to have depth. That's why when you trade away all your picks, that's what a draft is for. It's for depth. It's for finding great players, but it's also for depth. You need a guy. You need a 3rd round guard out of Wisconsin. You need a 5th round.
You're currently pulling guards off the trash heap with Oday Abushi. Right. That's going to haunt you. You want to know who's back behind it? I'm going to have to look to see.
Right.
I understand they've drafted well. Frankly, I've blown this team sideways for 3 years over that very same thing.
I mean,
the problem is now you've lost the depth because those guys are starters because everybody's hurt.
Like, how many phone calls do you think have been made to Andrew Whitworth so far this season?
50.
I mean, every single Monday morning, They're on the phone with him like, dude, what do you want, man?
Yeah, if there was some great fucking witch's brew that you could get all these guys back, then you're right, that would matter.
Yes.
It's great to have that 7th round pick that can play situationally.
Yes.
It's when they become a starter.
Yeah.
You want me to prove that to you? Look at the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, great 2.
Yeah.
As a 1, inconsistent. Michael Gallup, great 3. As a 2, inconsistent. Keep doing that.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's why you don't look significantly better than the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely.
We're affiliates of the Panthers.
Yeah.
I had to watch that game, in spite of the fact I didn't want to.
It was so hard to watch.
But, yeah, you get healthy, you're right. Then all of a sudden, those mid-round picks, you got that depth.
That's what happens. When you stay healthy, last year they got healthy. They got Odell. They were able to stay healthier. Whitworth came back for another year, and it worked out for him. This year, he's gone. Odell's gone. Robert Woods is gone. Allen Robinson just fell off the face of the earth. And now those draft picks that you traded away to get these guys could be the guys that could be replacing.
And by the way, I do have to state for the record that you threw Ben Skowronek out there.
Yeah.
Statistically, would you like to hear the list of receivers analytically that have graded worse than him this year?
Yeah.
Would you like to hear the list again?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand he's playing fullback. You're asking him to do a lot of things.
Yes.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
You're asking a receiver to play fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that depth.
Yeah.
Rams disordered. Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. There's a
you're dead to me.
There's a video on the cover of this channel.
It's called the delusional fan syndrome.
It's DFS, and we ain't talking about DraftKings.
Every year. Delusional fan.
Oh, that got me revved up at 10:45 in the morning. That's hard to do. I didn't even finish my second cup of coffee yet.
Yeah, that's all right, man. You got to go pick yourself up a new whip today.
I do.
That's gonna be great.
I do. I don't even know what it is. This is the most fun game in the world.
Oh yeah.
I hop in the car, toddle over to Fred Anderson East Side, and I'm like,
hey guys,
what now?
What you got for me this week?
What now? Maxima Week's going to be fun.
And it doesn't really matter what it is.
I don't care.
Because let's be clear here. The Lexus was
it had
a
one
death
foot.
trap.
It had 1 foot in the. It wasn't a death trap.
it was slowly becoming the Exploder.
I actually had one of those.
Yeah.
I've ever told you the story about I had an Explorer. I had an Explorer when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
It would engage into 4-wheel drive randomly.
Yeah.
So I'd be driving down the interstate. It would shift into 4-wheel drive. And so you'd feel all 4 tires go. Yeah.
That's fun.
So when I hear Exploder, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
I have come to oh, hold on. We got a super chat that I missed. I'm sorry, Gage Camplin. I was down. I was down. Oh, shit.
Thoughts on Brian Burns rumors to the Eagles? That's a thing?
I'm your huckleberry.
Brian Burns thing's not going to happen. Okay. There's one player I've been specifically told they ain't coming off of it. It's Brian Burns, and apparently Derek Brown, Jeremy Chan are real close.
Yeah.
And J.C. Horns. J.C. Horns don't even call.
Don't even come close.
Don't even call. We ain't going to worry about it. I don't think that's going to happen. You would have to aggressively overpay. I mean, Brian Burns, first of all, it's an expiring deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
And they may have already gotten it done.
It should be getting done.
I got sidetracked talking about the Rams.
Again, we talked about this earlier. The defense is good in Carolina.
Mm-hmm. The defense has players.
You don't need to gut that. You need to keep working with that. Getting rid of Brian Burns would be ultra stupid, in my opinion. Depending on what you can get back. Well, it depends on what you get back. Doesn't Philly have a couple ones?
They do.
So I mean,
I'd have to have them both.
That's what I'm saying.
In the message, repeat the line.
If you got both of those,
and one of them's in the top 10 right now.
Yes. So, yeah.
I was just trying to avoid the chat at this point.
I know. We need to keep going. Oh God.
I was going to say something. I was going to say something else. I forgot what it was.
Oh, Gabe Kaplan again. Gage Kaplan. Kaplan.
Gage Campbell. That's one of our. That's one of our new candidates.
That's my. Oh, he's a new Canadan.
Yeah,
love the Canadans. I'm pretty much. I'm pretty much a Canadan. I grew up pretty much an hour from.
I told Dave when we go up to Buffalo, we might have to sneak across the border. I don't have a passport, but
I
know.
Are you a cop? Are you a fucking cop?
Oh my God. Do you have your passport? What are you, a cop?
What are you,
actually,
cop?
Yes.
Actually I am.
He said thoughts on a piece the Eagles need to add. So that's a good question because they're 6-0. So I didn't give them another piece because I don't think they need one.
I don't think they do. I was not happy that they did let Dallas sniff around, but at the end run, they just said, "Fuck it, we're going to win the game."
If I had to say a piece that you need to add,
back end,
I would love for you to have another linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that guy's name's Nakobe Dean, and as he gets acclimated, that's going to be the piece.
Safety.
I wouldn't be pissed at a free safety.
Mm-hmm.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's playing the move around thing.
Yeah.
He's still getting kind of acclimated. Yeah. There's been some real good. There's been some bad when you dig into the. My answer is really nothing.
Yeah.
But if you held me down and made me answer this, I'm gonna say a linebacker.
You did also see when Lane Johnson went down, they had some troubles as well.
The line is so good.
I know.
That line is ridiculously good and deep.
Yeah.
Here's the trade they need to make. Call the LA Rams and be like, hey, we have 9 linemen that are better than anybody you're playing right now. We'll take one of those draft picks that you don't give a fuck about for a guy that can't even dress for us on Sunday.
Give us your next 3 first-rounders for Joe Blow from Idaho.
Colin Green with the
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah. I think I owe Gage.
I'm your huckleberry.
He said thoughts on the Saints this year as a whole. Good God, I wish you had a quarterback.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get better every single week. It all falls back to me on Dennis Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love the hire when it happened. I tried to be okay with it, and it's obvious. Mm-hmm. It's very obvious in terms of the offensive game plan.
Yeah.
You can do some Taysom Hill things where he's just a special athlete and people aren't used to defending it.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of just the play in, play out,
right? It
looks like a high school offense at times.
You are constantly in 3rd and long. Constantly. It's hard. It's like you got this guy back there, Kamara. He's pretty.
He's good at the footballs.
He's good at the footballs. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he can get you a few yards to get in there. You know, run a little screen pass. You know, do a little thing. I mean, you also have, Chris Olave and then us playing wide receiver now.
Well, I mean, once they get healthy, I've heard the rumors about Michael Thomas. That's not happening.
No.
The contract is onerous as hell.
No one's going to take on that.
Just get these guys back healthy.
Yes.
With Landry and Olave and Michael Thomas, I think it can work.
Yes.
But you're going to have to throw some creativity into this offense.
Do something different.
You're going to have to really, in earnest, get Alvin Kamara going. This line's too good.
Yeah, it is.
You need Andy Dalton to just be I hate this term, game manager.
Yeah.
Don't turn the fucking ball
Roadhouse.
over. And don't turn his job back over to Jameis Winston.
No.
I understand he's got a bigger arm. I get it.
I never thought I'd be saying this. But, yeah, it's Andy Dalton moving forward, period.
Adam Black said power rankings for the NFC South in 3 years. That's an aggressive ask. I will say
Falcons probably going to be number 1 for me.
The Bucs are definitely 4.
Yeah, because the Bucs can't.
Because that's going to take.
It's going to go off a cliff.
Holy shit. Unwinding that is going to be a
fast
bitch.
And hard. New Orleans, aren't they still in cap hell? Still?
Oh yeah, but once they get out of it,
once
they get out of it,
so they're a quarterback away. I've been extremely surprised in how decent the Falcons have played.
I will say the Falcons 1A, the Panthers 1B, the Saints 1C, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 9.
Did I hear a niner there?
Did I hear a niner?
What are you talking on a walkie-talkie?
Because that's going to fall off a cliff. All right, this has been fun. These are fun little.
I love this.
It's already been an hour and a half.
I know we do. It goes real fast, but I love it. It's good times. Missed you last week, bud.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We both had
prior engagements.
Yeah, but I think we're good for the long haul for the Wednesday. Yeah. We need this uncensored day. So I can say, fucking things.
Things like that.
Yeah, and it's a little more intimate than the ESPN radio show.
Sure.
We're officially getting to the point where there are enough people in the ESPN radio show and enough comments
that
it's getting hard for me to keep up with.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we always.
That's a great thing. I mean, that's a good problem to have.
I'm getting ready to. Although I am going to fix that problem.
Oh,
I didn't tell you this for the show, did I? So I'm redoing the desk.
Okay.
For people that watch the show, you can't see my desk. So I have a great big curved monitor in front of me.
Yeah, it's real nice.
So this one's going to go to the right.
Okay.
And I'm going to have a 37-inch curved right here that I'll be able to watch the show and all the things. And that monitor's going out.
And you can just
my clock monitor's coming out, and I'm putting my own clock in.
It's going to be like a command center.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
So I'll be able to see the chat and the interwebs and all the other things all at once.
Good stuff.
And that's thanks to you guys.
Thanks
and your wonderful super chats and all the things you do.
All the guys.
And the fact that, sponsors
all the gals,
actually
all the
believe
gals,
we're
all
good.
The guys, we've been doing something right over the last couple of years.
Hey, couldn't do it without you guys.
Absolutely.
All right, this has been fun. He is the dude. I am the mullet. We will be back. I'll be back with Take Spencer at 3 o'clock this afternoon. One trade to fix every disappointing team.
I can't wait to hear that.
This one's going to be fun. We're going to bet this. I'm trying to figure out how to use TikTok. I'm not a 17-year-old girl. So I know how to click it and watch videos, which I do way more than I should.
I do too. I get lost.
Oh my God, that is the greatest place to. If I swear to, if the Chinese government are using that to spy on us,
once you get your algorithm right, it's basically every time you flip up, it's something you want to see. So
100%.
It's either boobs, football.
It's very often
boobs, football.
It's very often
something. And then it's something like, I don't think that should be on my For You page. I gotta get off, and that's when I get off.
And here's something else I learned: if you see corn in the thing, they're talking about pornography.
Yeah,
I just learned that.
Yeah.
That's a new thing. That's a new thing I learned today. He's Brian Haynes. I'm Jeremy Greene. We'll see you this afternoon. Be back here next week, Uncensored, 9:30 on Wednesday.